Hello guys and welcome. Today we are going to learn how to create a new project and getting familiar with the Unreal Engine UI. So first of all, we want to, click the launch button in here, or we might want to go to the library section and hit the launch button in here. And then after that, let's wait for a couple of seconds till it loads up. Alright, here it shows all the projects that you have made earlier. So right now we want to go to the new project categories, and look at that, we have got games, film, architecture, automotive, and things like that. So please click the game section, game category, and click next. And for this project we want to use the blank one. These are pre-made things that you can use them, and to get familiar with the engine, you can try them out and see what the engine can do. So hit the blank and click next. After that, we want to choose, this is blueprint, it's alright, maximum quality, and ray tracing is disabled, that's perfect. We want to use the desktop and console, and then the starter content. Please make sure that you select with starter content, because there are things that we might need them later. Right, after that, please select a location for your project. I'm gonna put it here, it's just fine, and the project name should be rolling ball. Alright, and then hit the create project button. So wait till it loads up. Alright, so because we selected the with starter content, it's not gonna put us into a blank project. It has made just a nice scene that it has some chairs and a ground. Okay, we can hit play and look around, so that's cool, and hit the escape button to get out of the play mode. Alright, so let's talk about the Unreal Engine UI. So don't be scared, it's really easy, it's very simple and so user friendly. So on the left side we have the mods tab. What the mods tab is, the mods tab contains a lot of pre-made basic things that can be used in a game. Alright, so for example, every game has a point light in it. Maybe not every game, but lots of games have lights in them, and spotlights. We can place them around, we can use them like a basic geometry, like a clone and a cube. These are just simple things that we can use them, and it contains a lot of cool stuff in here that we will use them later. All right, and after that we've got the content browser down here. So what the content browser is, the content browser contains all the files of the game. Alright, what I mean by that, let's see. So let's open the starter content. By the way, if you did not see, click this button, it will show all the folders like this. It's much cooler to get around like that. So let's open the starter content and, for example, open the props. Alright, so for example, you created a gun, alright, and you want to place it into the game. So game engines work like that. You create guns in other places, in other engines, like you create them in Blender, in Maya, or in 3D Max, and engines like that, and then you take them out and put them in here. So whenever you wanted to place the gun into your game, you just want to select it and grab it into the world. Alright, so that's how it works. And for example, you wanted a sound for the gun whenever you hit the fire button. You'll create the sound outside of Unreal Engine, and then you put it here into the audios file, and whenever you fire it, you can use the sound in here. So basically every file of the game is in here: the textures, the shapes, the the materials, the maps, the blueprints, the audio, and everything. Don't worry, we'll get used to them. All right, and After that, we've got the viewport. So what is the viewport? Well, the viewport is your game, basically your game, the map that we are looking around. Look at that huge world. All right. The viewport contains all of the objects that you have put into your game. So let's see how can you move around the viewport. So if you right click and hold, you can look around, and also if you left click and hold, you can look around as well. And if you use the scroll wheel, you can zoom in and zoom out. And if you right click and hold and then use the WASD keys, all right, you can move forward, backward, right and left. So like that, W, S, D and A. All right. And also you can use the E key to move up and Q key to move down. So W moves forward, S backward, D to the right side and A to the left side, E to the upside and Q downside. All right. And if your camera is moving too slow, for example, if you don't want to be that slow, you can always choose the camera speed however you like. For example, if I choose camera speed as 8, okay, and now move forward and backward, look at that, it's moving so fastly that I cannot control it anymore. Okay, so if we are, we got to a point and we are so far away from our world. So first of all, just let me, shrink it down. Maybe like 3 and 4 are just fine. Use 3 and 4, they will be very good. All right, so if we are that far away from our world and we want to, get back into our world and we don't know how, it will be so, frustrating to hit the W key and move forward like that. It will be so slow. So you might just want to select something in your viewport and then hit the F key to focus on that object. Look at that. It will bring the camera near to the object and it will get you back to your level. All right, and the next thing we're talking about is the World Outliner. So what is World Outliner? World Outliner contains all of the objects that you have currently placed into your scene. So what do I mean by that? For example, if I grab a cylinder into my scene, it will create a cylinder for me in here. So whenever I choose the cylinder, I can see it right here, the skylight, the floor, the chair. So everything in the scene will be found in here. All right. And also if we are out of focus, for example, we are in the, look at that, we are in down here and we cannot even see we don't know our world and where are our objects. We can also select them in here and hit the F key and it will focus back into that object. And the other thing that we have here is the details window. So what is the details window? The details window contains all of the details for the current selected object. So what do I mean by that? For example, if we go to the light section and bring a light into the scene, okay, let's place it in here. All right, so we can see that the light is right now, it is not that bright and it's white. So if we go to the details panel, all right, and then change the light color to something like a blue, we can see that the light will change immediately and bring up its intensity. Look at that. So that's it. The details panel contains all of the details for the current selected object. So that object hasn't got an intensity, obviously, because it's not a light bulb. All right, and don't worry about this whole, there are lots of details in each object that you select. Don't worry about them, you'll get used to them. It might look a lot right now, but you'll get used to them. They are not, that much, and you'll learn immediately. Okay, if you have an element in your scene that you want to delete them, you can just select them. And so if you want to remove that light bulb here, you want to select it and then hit the delete key on your keyboard and it will be gone. All right, and the last thing that I want to talk about is the transformation. What is transformation? Let's find out in the next video. So guys, it was a great pleasure to learn with you, and as always, see you in the next video.